Namaste and a very good morning, students. Today we are going to do chapter 15, Simple Present and Simple Past Tense from the Oxford New Learners Grammar and Composition book. In my previous video, I had explained the concept of simple present tense and simple past tense. We have seen that how simple present tense is used with singular and plural nouns or pronouns. We have also seen that how to create simple past form of the verbs from the root verbs in different cases. Today we are going to learn that how to create negative sentences and WH questions in simple present and simple past tense. So let's begin. So we start off with the let's do section. Look at the sentences given below. They are a mixture of simple present tense and simple past tense. The first one says, these girls play hockey. They learnt the game at the Hockey Institute. So we have to find out the simple present tense verbs and simple past tense verbs. And then we have to record these in the table given below. So this way you have to do the first to fourth sentence. You have to underline the verbs and write them in the appropriate column. The remember section says, the different verb forms used to denote present and past time are called tense. So this is something we know, that tenses are nothing but verb forms in different time zones. That is, when we write the past form of the verb, it is known as the past tense. If we write the root form or the present form of the verb, it is known as the present tense. Now the let's learn column says, the simple present tense is the base form of the verb. The simple present tense takes one or two forms depending on the subject of the verb. Again, we have done this in the previous video, that if the subject is singular, the verb will also be singular and will be written with an S, ES or IES. Whereas if the subject is plural, the verb will also be plural, and verbs are plural when they are written without S. So this table over here explains the same thing. In the first column you can see the subject. In the second column we have the base form of the verb, and in the third column we use the verb with an S. So if the subject is I or you or they or we or children, that is, if the subject is I or you or plural pronoun or noun, we use the base form of the verb like I eat, you eat, they work, we work, or children play. Whereas if the subject is he, she or it, that is a singular pronoun, then we use the verb with S, that is he eats, she works, or it plays. Also, if the subject is an uncountable noun like water, then also we use the verb with S. For example, water flows. Similarly, if the subject is a singular noun, then also we use the verb with S. For example, the child eats, Rita works, or the boy plays. Now, as you all know, we use the simple present tense to talk about routine actions and facts. Look at the examples given here. The first one is an example of routine action, that is, Nisha brushes her teeth every morning. Second example says, my father usually drives his car to work. The third one says, the teacher gives us homework every day. So all these are the examples of routine actions. You may notice one thing, that Nisha is a singular subject and it takes the singular verb brushes with ES. Similarly, my father drives, my father is singular, drives is also singular, and the teacher is again singular and gives is also singular. So everywhere we are writing verb with S or ES. In the second column we can see the facts written. Facts are statements which cannot be changed, which stand true in all conditions. For example, we need air to breathe. Some animals hibernate in winter. Similarly, water consists of hydrogen and oxygen. So in the first two examples we can see we and some animals are plural, so they take the verb without s, that is a plural verb, need or hibernate, whereas water is uncountable noun and it takes the verb with s. Now let's look at the let's practice section. Complete the sentences below using the simple present tense correctly. After each sentence, mention if it is a routine or a fact. One has been done for you. Rahim says, "What do you usually do on weekends?" So do here is the routine action. Similarly, you have to fill in these blanks using the simple present tense and then you have to state whether it's a routine or a fact. Now look at the let's learn. The simple past tense is expressed using the simple past form of the verb. So again we all know that if we have to write the simple past tense, we use the verb in its simple past tense form, that is using ed, ied, yed and so on. Now the examples are, my parents built a new house. Built is the past form of the verb build. Second, we lived in a rented house before that. So lived is the past form of the verb live, as you all know. The simple past tense refers to an action which occurred at a specific time in the past or a completed action. So examples of an action, past action at a specific time, like I ate lunch at 4 p.m. today, or my dad drove to work yesterday. And examples of completed action, she mailed the letter and Shiva finished his project. So both these actions are examples of the work which has already been completed. Now the remember section says, simple past verbs are used to express actions that took place in the past. So all of us know that past form of the verbs is written for actions done in the past. Now we'll move on to the next section of this chapter, that is framing negative sentences and WH questions. So let's look at the let's learn section. Negative sentences and questions are made using the auxiliary verb do with the simple present tense. That is, we use the helping verb do or does to frame negative sentences and questions. We'll see now how negatives and questions are made. First, we'll learn about framing negative sentences. A negative sentence basically means that it involves a no in it. So with singular nouns or pronouns, we take the helping verb does, so it becomes does not or doesn't. And with plural nouns or pronouns and I and you, we use the helping verb do, so it becomes do not or don't. Now let's look at the book content, framing negative sentences. Negatives in the simple present are formed by adding don't or doesn't before the simple form of the verb. Now if the subject is I, the auxiliary would be don't, and the negative sentence becomes I followed by don't and the root form of the verb, that is eat in this case, plus the object. So the sentence is I don't eat rice. And if we compare it with its statement form or the declarative sentence, it will be I eat rice. Now if the subject is you, again the auxiliary verb would be don't. So we write you don't play. Play is again the root form of the verb cricket. Its positive or the declarative sentence would be you play cricket. Now if the subject is a singular noun or pronoun like he, she or it is followed by doesn't. So we say he, she or it doesn't followed by the root form of the verb, that is sing. Now in the fourth case, we have the subject we or they, that is a plural pronoun, or it can be a noun also. So with the plural noun or pronoun, we write the auxiliary don't. So the sentence becomes we or they don't climb mountains. Climb is again the root form of the verb. So the third person singular subjects, that is he, she or it, take doesn't, and rest all take the auxiliary don't. Next is framing yes-no questions. But before we move on to the book content, I would like to tell you something important. So I write an example. She writes beautifully. In this sentence, we have no helping verb like is, am, are, was, were, has, have, had, etc. We just have one main verb, that is writes. In order to frame a negative sentence or a yes-no question in such a case, we use the auxiliary does. So its negative sentence would be, she doesn't write beautifully. Since there was no helping verb in this sentence, so we have taken the help of the verb does. Similarly, when we have to frame a yes-no question for this sentence, it will begin with the helping verb does. So we write, does she write beautifully? Now, if we have helping verbs like is, am, are, was, were, or has, have, or had, we would be using these helping verbs to frame the negative or the yes-no questions of a given sentence. So let's take an example. She is a dancer. In this sentence, we have is as the helping verb. So in order to frame a negative sentence from this sentence, we are going to use the helping verb is. So the negative becomes, she isn't a dancer. So negative of is isn't. So its yes-no question would begin with the helping verb is. So we'll write, is she a dancer? So whenever we have any of these helping verbs, our negative sentence and yes-no question would use that helping verb to frame the sentence. Now let's take one more example. She has got a pet dog. In this sentence, we have the helping verb has and the main verb got. So its negative would be, she hasn't got a pet dog. So hasn't is the negative of has and got is the main verb. And the yes-no question would be, has she got a pet dog? So this way you see that whenever we have any helping verb, our negatives and yes-no questions are framed using that helping verb. But if there are no helping verbs, then we take the help of the auxiliary do or does. So now once again we come on to the book content of framing yes-no questions. Yes-no questions are also formed using the auxiliary do or does. To frame such questions, the auxiliary is placed before the subject. Here are the rules. So the first row where the subject is I or you, we use the auxiliary do. So the yes or no question for this would be, do I eat rice or do you eat rice? When we have the subject he, she or it, we take the auxiliary does. So our question would be, does he or does she play cricket? When we have the subject as a plural noun or pronoun, so in this case we take the examples of we or they, then our auxiliary would be do. So the question for this would be, do we climb mountains or do they climb mountains? So I hope it is clear to you that in order to frame yes-no questions or negative sentences, we use the helping verb which is already there like is, am, are, was, were, etc. If there is no helping verb, then we take the help of the auxiliaries do or does. Next is framing WH questions. WH questions are the questions that begin with words like what, when, where, and so on. These are created by putting the WH word at the beginning. The auxiliary do comes next, followed by the original sentence. For example, if we have the sentence I eat, the WH question would be, what do or does I eat. Since with I we write do, so our question would be what do I eat? Similarly, you fight. Again with you we use do, so our question can become why do you fight? Third example, he, she or it swims. Now he, she or it are examples of singular pronoun, and with singular subject we write does, so our question becomes where does he, she or it swim? Please note that we don't write swims here because we are writing does, so with does we write verb without s. The last example is they sing. Now they is a plural pronoun, plural subject, so with plural subject we write do. Therefore, our sentence becomes when do they sing? So I hope it is clear that with WH questions we write do or does depending upon singular or plural subject, followed by the sentence which was already there. Now let's look at the let's practice question. First is form negative sentences and yes no questions from the sentences given below. The first one is this dress is for the party. So here we have a helping verb is, so our negative as well as the yes no question will use the helping verb is. The second one, he goes to the park. In this sentence we have no helping verb, so we are going to use the auxiliary does. So this would be he does not go to the park, and the yes no question would be does he go to the park? So this way children you have to complete this question yourself. And the second one is make WH questions using the sentences below. So the first one is he sings. So you may write who sings. This way you have to complete this question also. Next we move on to framing negatives, yes no questions and WH questions in the past tense. So let's look at the let's learn section. Negatives, yes no questions and WH questions are framed in the same way with the simple past tense as the simple present tense. In simple past sentences, we use did in place of do or does. So we need not worry about do or does because in simple past tense, we use did whether the subject is singular or plural. Now let's look at the examples given over here. If the sentence is we sang, now sang is the simple past form of the verb sing. Its negative will be written using the helping verb did, so it becomes we did not sing. Please note one thing, that with did we do not write the past form of the verb, but we write the root form of the verb. So we write we did not sing and we do not write we did not sang. It is incorrect. Similarly, for framing yes no question, we put the verb did in the beginning and we write the sentence, that is did we sing? And for WH questions we put the WH word in the beginning followed by did and the sentence, so it becomes what did we sing? The second example is they ate pizza. Ate is the simple past of the verb eat, so its negative is they didn't or did not eat pizza. Again, eat is the root form. With did we are using the root form of the verb. The yes no question for the same would be did they eat pizza? The answer would be yes or no. And the WH question could be when did they eat pizza? So I hope this is clear to you, because in past tense it becomes easier to frame negatives, yes, no or WH questions, as we need not make a choice between do or does. Everywhere we just need to use the auxiliary did. Now let's look at the let's practice section. Frame negative sentences, yes, no questions and WH questions for each of the sentences below. The first one is Meena got a prize. Now got is the simple past form of the verb get. So these sentences would be formed using the verb did. So the negative sentence is Meena did not get a prize. Again, please notice that we are using the root form of the verb with did and we do not write got with did. The second, that is the yes no question, will be did Meena get a prize? And the WH question could be what did Meena get? So this way you have to complete the answers of B to G part. And with this, we finish this topic. Children, I hope you have understood how to frame negative sentences, yes no questions, and WH questions in simple present tense and simple past tense. Now complete the exercises of this chapter. Take care of yourselves and have a nice day.